The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters at Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to Icons of Real Estate. I'm Patty Teal, your host, and I'm here today with an icon, a wonderful icon by the name of Misty Soldwisch. I just love that name.
Thanks so much, Patty.
It has not only sold in it, but wish. So that is just so beautiful. Yeah. A little bit about Misty. She became an agent in 2000. And in 2017, she was chosen to be brand leader of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate in the Central Iowa market. She's the #1 for the state of Iowa on 2021 Real Trends 1000 list team ranking for transaction sides. She's also a national real estate coach and mentor in Real Estate B School. She's recognized nationally at real estate conferences for innovative business practices. And here's the part that amazes me the most. She's the mother of 4 kids, 2 dogs, and 2 cats, and still does so well with all these sales. Welcome, Misty.
Thanks so much. Excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here as well. So I thought we could have you start with your story, your real estate story, how it came about. Did you know from the time you were a little girl? Did you try other things? Did you just go straight into it? So I'm turning it over to you to tell your story.
Well, gosh, if we're going that far back, I always did sales jobs when I was growing up.
Awesome.
And I also had the benefit of both of my parents were entrepreneurs at different points. And my mom ran a beauty shop in our community. And so I, from a very young age, learned how to properly answer the phone and how to be friendly and how to set appointments with people to help make them happy. So I do feel like that was a great foundation.
Absolutely.
And then I through high school, through college, I did commission sales jobs because I loved the idea of if I worked harder and did a great job, I would make more money. So very motivated by that. And then I went into real estate in 2000 and just instantly loved it. I loved being able to research how successful real estate agents, what were the practices they did to make them successful. And then in 2007, I decided to open my own brokerage. And It seemed like, in retrospect, crazy timing because I believe I had 2 kids under the age of 2, like two back to back, my 3rd and 4th children, and the economy was starting to go crazy.
That was a crazy time. Yeah.
Why don't I open my own office? But I really feel like that timing was really an incredible opportunity for me because it made me be very creative in building business. And really, I became very strong in the REO world at that time. And that forced me to get a lot of administrative help in place behind the scenes. And which really, as I started growing my business into a team, I already had a lot of systems, processes, administrative support in place to help get me to be able to scale in a way that I think a lot of times agents will struggle with if they don't have that in place already.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. And I do think your early work experience probably really helped you. You just really were able to take off because you understood sales and working on commission from the very get-go.
Yes, I do. I would make comments to my broker early on. I'm like, isn't that interesting that in a real estate office, we don't talk about what the process is of actually leading people through a decision. We put so much focus on here's the contracts and the forms, which obviously are important, but we weren't talking about sales. And I've had a lot of that training, selling furniture, selling jewelry, and I know that it made a big difference for me.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Yes. So I know you're in Iowa. What town are you in?
So I'm in the Des Moines market. So
Des Moines market. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So but I really serve a large, our rule of thumb is I have 2 offices, one in Indianola, which is 12 miles south of Des Moines, and one in West Des Moines, which is a western suburb. And we serve anywhere that's within an hour of either of our offices.
Wow. Now, I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm just wondering, has Des Moines grown a lot? It seems like I hear of a lot of job opportunities. It seems like it's probably changed a lot from back in the day when I was there.
Yeah. What I love about the Central Iowa market is we do not experience like the tremendous highs and lows that some other markets experience. It's a nice, steady market. Definitely has the effect of different economic conditions, but and I'm laughing because all these pets that we were talking about are walking all around me right now.
That's fine. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. Besides for you being entertaining, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Des Moines has a very robust new construction market. And it has some advantages of having a lot of insurance companies and mortgage companies that are based here or have major offices here. So it's great for strong employment opportunities and just a consistency.
Yeah. And then I wonder, with the last couple of years that we've had, maybe there's a lot of people, I'm asking you this, that wanted to get out of the bigger cities and go to somewhere in the Midwest where they feel safer or just a little slower pace. What do you think?
Yeah. I think the pandemic brought out all sorts of people that kind of reassessed where they were living and, really figured out they had a lot more flexibility in where they could live than maybe they had in the past. But there's so much opportunity with rural living in Central Iowa that's still fairly close to a metropolitan area and conveniences. And so we do work with a large number of people that have relocated from other areas just for that advantage.
Yeah. So do you sell farms and larger properties as well? And maybe
yes. Yes, we do. My agents have to learn the ropes of septic systems, rural water versus well, fence rights, all of those different things, just because of where we are.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's very unique in that way, and the agents have to be well versed in all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always have to have a pair of boots in the back of your car.
Well, that makes it fun. And I know that you're also a coach and a mentor. And is that something that you enjoy?
Oh, very much so. And, I think the thing I enjoy about coaching agents from around the country and mentoring my own agents as well, I feel like I learn as much in the process as what I'm teaching. I feel like walking people through the problems that they're facing or a problem they're trying to solve and hearing their ideas and just that collaboration, it gives me so much. And I absolutely love it.
Oh, I can really understand that. My first career, I was a teacher, and math really was not my specialty, but because I had to teach it, it was sometimes the first time I really understood it because I had to teach it. I was like,
when you're walking through it, it's like, oh.
I know, I do understand that.
And then it always makes you walk through the, well, I used to do this and it worked so great. And then for some reason we got busy and stopped, and it's like, why did I stop? I guess I need to start doing it again. So I mean, it just helps. It helps you reconnect with what made you successful to begin with.
Yes, it's so great that you recognize that. And another thing you're recognized for is innovative business practices. And so could you talk about some of those innovative business practices?
Sure. One thing that I work with a lot of agents on in my coaching is we really run every piece of our business using Trello, which is a project management software, web-based. But we've really been able to use it for every different aspect. And so it really, for our individual agents, we use it for training, we use it for accountability tracking. We use it as our policy and procedures manual. We use it as a way for them to log goals and reflect back. We use it for organizing our open houses. We use it for our transaction management, our listing management. Our inside sales department uses it to make sure they're doing all the tasks that they need to use daily. So we've really done a great job of integrating that into every piece of our business. The agent experience we've put a lot of effort into. We really wanted the team to be an environment where you can be as successful as you want to be. And we're going to provide everything that you need and then reward you as you grow in more experience and results. So we have a career track, and anyone who joins the team, whether they have some experience or they're brand new to the business, starts out in what we call an internship program. And it is a program that doesn't take a tremendous amount of time, but it gives you the base tools to understand how we work with potential clients and how that process works between the different areas of the team as we are setting up new business. And once they graduate from that, then they have the opportunity to start working with clients. And I felt like it really answered some pain points that I had earlier on. I'd bring a new agent in and get them in front of clients as quickly as possible. And if they weren't a good fit for the team, it was just a wasted opportunity. And maybe they didn't even realize that how we do things, our accountability, our processes wasn't a fit for them. And yet, we've wasted this time, we've wasted the opportunities for agents that are committed to how we do things. So it really helps, get a sense immediately if we're a great fit together. But then my agents, as they get more experience, they start out working exclusively with buyers. But as they hit different checkpoints along the way, they become an associate, then a senior associate, then a specialist, then a senior specialist. And our senior specialists are able to work with both buyers and seller team leads. And so it has become a great way to celebrate the experience too, through the recognition of a title of a new place that you've achieved. And that's been really great.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. And plus, they must gain so much confidence where by the time they're working with, you said that you start with buyers, but by the time they're working with sellers, they must feel so very confident with that. And your internship program, it's so smart, because how does one know until you've tried it, if it's going to be a fit?
Well, and there are so many people that get into the real estate business that they actually are great in front of clients. They are very, very competent and wonderful cultural fits. And they don't even realize at that point, they really don't like the lifestyle of real estate, that they know. When you go through the interview process, you talk about, well, real estate 7 days a week and, it's evenings and weekends. Oh yeah, I understand that.
Sure.
Until they're actually in it.
Right.
They're like, oh, I didn't realize you meant every weekend,
every
evening.
Right.
So it helps kind of give them the taste of that early on as well.
Oh no, I think it sounds like a great way to get realtors through. Do other companies do that, or is this something unique?
I know that I do know that there's teams that do different career track options. I think that ours is unique in the way we go about the kind of earning your spot on the team, and then also that the compensation structure changes. There's a bonus program. There's also as someone gets more experience, you're rewarded in having showing agent hours banked for every sale that you have. And those showing agents come from the newer agents that are in the internship program. So they get compensated for their time.
Nice. That's nice.
While our agents are rewarded being able to scale their business more.
Oh, that sounds great. So where do most of the leads come from? How do you find the people that are interested in buying? How do they find you?
So many different ways.
I'm sure.
So many ways. You know, I have a database of around 58,000 people because I've had the same database for years and years and years. And so it's really grown over time. And so, you know, I think it's an important responsibility as a team leader to make sure that I do have a lot of name recognition and a lot of opportunities that come our way. So I've done radio and television advertising for about 10 years now. But I have a huge past client base because of the amount of time I've been in the business. And I've always been very active in the community. So serving on boards, sponsoring community events, things like that. We do paid lead sources as well. You know, I think it's important that I look at as many different opportunities as possible. One of my favorite things that I do is I host a radio show on the local sports talk station once a week. And I talk about the real estate market. I have guests in the mortgage world, different vendors that we work with, things like that. Just, it's a great way to be able to connect with the community and have people understand how I approach things and how my team approaches things.
Oh, absolutely. And a great way for people to get to know you. So that's wonderful. And then you have access to all these other people with different skills who complement what your team does.
Yes, absolutely.
That sounds wonderful. Gosh, I just from talking to you, I have a pretty good idea of some of your strengths. You're obviously a leader. You're organized. 4 kids, 2 dogs, 2 cats. You can multitask.
Even right now. Yeah,
I know. What do you think is your secret sauce? What do you think is your #1 strength?
You know, I love personality assessments, and we use them during the hiring process. We use them for different team building events and things like that. And you know, in the Strength Finders assessment, one of my biggest strengths is visionary, and I think that just being able to see how things could be and what do I need to do. I mean, I really enjoy the piece of the business of identifying what a problem is and what are the steps that how can we make that happen. And so I really do feel like being able to see, like, if this is what I'm trying to accomplish, here's the different ways we can do it, is one thing that's really been helpful to me. Not being stuck doing things a certain way, but really looking to constantly evolve and make things better. That can be really helpful.
And everybody loves to be around a visionary, you know, things you haven't thought of. It just kind of can open their eyes and to new ideas. I think that's wonderful.
Well, thank you. I think you saying that makes me think of, we do role play as a team together on a weekly basis. And it's amazing how, like, if we identify a problem, we're trying to role play how to solve it, how ideas will pop up, like, why don't we try this? Why don't we try that? That I'm like, I have no idea where that came from, but let's do it.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, that energy of working with others, and when somebody can say something that sparks something else where you didn't even know you were going that direction. That sounds great. So let's see, gosh, we've covered so much territory. I wonder, you're so successful, your team is so successful, but what are your goals for the rest of the year?
My goal for the rest of the year, and it's interesting because we're doing a big collaborative team meeting next week to kind of go through where we're at so far. It's to help everyone kind of get a sense of what we've accomplished so far, but make commitments for the rest of the year of what will help us get to our own personal goals and our team goals. So, you know, the big thing for me is as a team putting a focus on, it's been easy to be successful the last couple of years with a great housing market, even starting to get a little more lax in how we do it.
Sure.
And so honing our skills in articulating market conditions, in doing the best presentations to really connect with our clients, to really make sure our systems are in place and dialed in for follow-up and for nurturing opportunities. That's really where the focus is going to be. It's going to be, we know what we have accomplished, we know what we want to accomplish, and here's what we need to do to be able to get there.
Oh, that's very smart, because I imagine some of the newer agents have only been around for this hot market, and maybe this will be a very different process for them that they can learn from the more experienced agents.
Well, yeah, when most of your experience has been in an environment where you have to coach buyers to give up everything if you want to get the house, to suddenly, like, giving some advice on protecting their interests more because you can.
Right.
It's a different mindset, and it's a different way to talk to people. So I think it'll be interesting.
I think it's going to be interesting too. Well, I can't thank you enough for being on Icons of Real Estate and learning a little bit more about what's going on in Iowa. I love the Midwest. If people want to get in touch with you and learn more about your market or you specifically, how would they do that?
My email address is misty@mistysold.com. My phone number is 515-414-0059, and happy to connect and collaborate.
That would be wonderful for everybody. Thank you so much for being on Icons of Real Estate. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks, Patty.
Bye-bye.